Hi there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I know I did something recently, like messages from ancestors, but I just lost my father on Tuesday, and I thought it would be really nice, even though I know how my dad I know that my dad loved me very much. It'd be nice to kind of see through his eyes how he perceived me while he was living, how he perceives me now. And, obviously I asked that of the collective as well. Anyone that you've lost recently or not recent that you want to know how they perceived you, how they perceive you. I want to give you that gift as well. And, I hope that if you've lost anybody during the holidays this year or, whenever, that you're finding some comfort with the people that you love. And I hope this reading will give you some comfort. And I'd love to hear any stories about your loved one in the comments, or, how you coped or how you're coping, or, whatever you want to share, whatever you need to share. I'd love to hear it. I myself have really been having a hard time. My dad, he was very ill. He had small cell cancer, and it was the aggressive kind. Well, I forget what it's called, but he had it in multiple body parts. So he fought. He got diagnosed in August, the week of my birthday, actually, and he fought really hard. But it was his time, and I kind of joked that he had to go out with a bang because Christmas Eve was his favorite holiday, and we pulled the plug the day before Christmas. So yeah, it's not been easy. I love my dad to pieces, and you know I'm glad he's at peace, and I know he's still with me, and that's what I mean. Like, I just want to share this gift with you if you need it. And I want to say that so I lit two of my candles because one of them's a little stronger, and I'm going to need a lot of sage myself to get through this. And I promise that, I'm not going to put my energy on you. I always ask that, my energy stays separate from you, and vice versa. Because, I'm not feeling heavy right now. Otherwise I wouldn't do this reading, but I've been feeling very heavy. So, I'll just continue to light sage. But anyway, there's a candle. The candles from one of the candles is from Bath and Body Works, and I looked over, and there's this house, and there's a window, and I can see the light through the window. So I feel like there's something about that, like maybe well, I know my father, like he used to sit on the couch, and he would look out the window and watch, the world go by. He, would make up names for people, and, like stuff like that. And I would look, when I do DoorDash or whatever, I'd have deliveries kind of over by him. So I would always look up, and the light would be on, So there might be something like that where, you had a loved one that, always had a light on, um, like, and the shades open or something like that, or maybe leave a light on for them or light a candle. Like the fact that I don't normally light 2 candles, I normally light one. So the fact that I did 2 today, that seems very significant. So maybe light a candle for them, like at church or at home, like it can be at home, of course. I had that in mind when I was lighting the candles too. I was kind of lighting it for my father. So anyway, I know I kind of rambled a little bit, but I just wanted to share with you that, especially because, I was kind of getting in a rhythm where I was showing up more, even with, because I had a lot to do with my dad's care. Me and his wife really were the main source of care for him. So it was very draining. And it was when I had the energy, I started really getting back into, and it seems like that happens a lot with me, but I was getting back in the swing of things with my business. So, if you don't see me for a while, it's just because I'm having a hard time. But I hope that, I will continue to do this. And when I hope that I'll feel good and continue to do this as much as I can, is what I'm trying to say. So what, 7 of Cups, how do our loved ones that are in heaven perceive us? How do they perceive us? How do they perceive us? The sun. You are the sun. You are the rain. Yeah, so I've been seeing a lot of nights as I was kind of putting a deck away, and bringing this deck out. The only night I have yet to see is the Knight of Pentacles, actually, the Knight of Pentacles. So both the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Ace of Cups, the Knight of Swords are very fast moving knights. So it feels like swift movement after the loss. 9 of Wands, yeah. Perseverance. So if you've lost whenever you see this 10 of Cups, man, they love you. Definitely family. This feels like a family member. It doesn't have to be. It can be like family. It could be multiple people for some people. What was I saying though? So I said it's like swift moving, something swiftly moving for you after the death. It feels like a good thing. Like, sometimes this kind of sucks. I was thinking about this the other day. Sometimes people leave us so we can do other things, to make room for opportunities or like other people coming into our lives or whatever. And like my father, my dear friend Kiana, had mentioned to me when I told her that the day before we pulled the plug, she got this message that someone was going to join my support team very soon. So that was obviously my father. Like I needed someone else on my support team. So, sometimes people leave our lives to take a different kind of role in our life. Maybe like a higher level of a role. My dad had a very significant part in my life, but, he's with me all the time now. And I wasn't always with him. Do you know what I mean? So like something like that could be significant. This wants to go in the middle. Interesting. These cards are so slippery. I'm like not trying to force anything out. You know what I mean? Yeah. This one does want to come out. I think I'm going to put that there. Aw. Yeah, oh, these cards are a little racy, by the way. This is also, I wanted to make mention, this is a Celtic deck. So, so that might be significant for somebody. What's weird for me is I don't know that my dad, like, it might be like far, far back ancestors for my father with Celtic background, but I feel like it's probably a different ancestor for me, but you might resonate with the fact of like Celtic kind of traditions, or, you know, maybe you are, you know, well, obviously you have Celtic background, but maybe you are like heavy Celtic. Maybe you got it on both sides. I don't know. But I just wanted to share that. That seems significant. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Easy for you to say. Shields. Man, you know what? There's a lot coming through about money. This is interesting. I resonate with that myself. Yeah. Loss. Yeah, a lot of animals too. Justice. Balance. That's weird. This is temperance. And this is justice reverse. Like, temperance is about balance. Justice is about balancing the scales. This is more of a spiritual kind of card, this temperance card. Like you might be connected, like super connected. So that's interesting. I'll have to see where we go with that. I just wanted to point that out. There's a lot of hooded figures. And oh, there's 2 pigs. Interesting. Okay. That's funny. I was thinking about, I used to have a crystal. Was it goldstone? And it was a pig. And I lost it. And I think my dad had it, but he lost it too. Or I gave it to him. I don't know. Where was that other? Oh, right here. There's a hooded figure right there. That looks like a pig too. So pigs might be significant for you, or for that loved one. Pigs. I don't know what they represent. I'm wondering if my one deck has pigs in it. My animal deck. Because I feel like I need to look that up. So just give me a second. I'll kind of keep talking. Yeah, I feel like some of you have like ancestors that you've never met that are coming through. That are like guides for you. Of course, the book is not. And it feels like those kind of, and I'm looking at this guy, those kind of ancestors, there's something about like them being very similar to you. And that's why they're like watching over you. Okay, pig spirit, use your mind wisely. Okay. I'm going to read this last part here. Spirit blesses us with wisdom when we allow pig spirit to nudge us into open-minded, thoughtful dialogues, whether with others or internally, as we mull over our ideas and what we have come to understand. You are intelligent and capable of clear-minded thinking, shaped by the wisdom you have accumulated and the intuition that will tell you when you have more learning to do, because not all facts are in. Now is the time that your decision-making powers are reliable, for you are in alignment with pig spirit's keen intelligence. Okay, so like for me, and maybe other people can resonate with this, I'm very intelligent and very perceptive, and you know, I see a lot of things like, oh, rainbow. Oops, sorry. Rainbows are significant too. Look at 1, 2, 3. God darn it. Sorry. So I like, especially after, gosh darn it. I'm so sorry. It probably would be better if I stopped this, but I'm not gonna. Especially, after a long time of practicing, kind of being in touch with, spirit, myself, God, I perceive things and I like see things other people don't. Okay. And these last couple of days, I've really felt like not dumb, but disconnected. Like I just, like people will be like, oh, this happened or I said this. And the high priestess, my gosh, as I'm talking about this, I completely like don't remember it. Like I'm so out of it that my mind, like my sharpest, well, besides the fact that why did this get so jacked up? Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. Besides the fact that I'm so, you know, in touch with other people and my heart space and everything, like mind and heart, like I'm very connected. I just don't feel that way. So if you felt disconnection with your mind, it'll come back. It's already coming back. Okay. Like sometimes you have to just allow yourself to grieve, right? I mean, it's just what it is. So I want to talk about actually signs here. Normally I don't do that anymore, but Sagittarius, and I'm doing this for your loved ones, Sagittarius, Cancer, Cancer, Libra, High Priestess is Pisces, King of Swords, Air. So Gemini, oh my God, there's Aquarius again. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay. All right, I think we're gonna pull. Where are we gonna pull from is the question. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Okay. All right. How do you perceive grief? So I feel like your loved one is like sorry, they know that this is hard. They know this is hard for you. Yeah. And they're really sorry that they had to leave you, but they're with you. Okay. They know you're having a hard time. So either you have dark hair or this person does, or both. Look at balance again. Yeah. They definitely see you as somebody very stable and very put together and instinct. Yeah. Somebody who is very knowledgeable, like I was saying, very perceptive, like I was saying, like somebody who goes with their gut and doesn't listen to other people and what they're saying. Okay. And yeah, I feel like you are probably a feminine energy, a female, and your ancestor might be a female as well, but there's definitely a lot of masculine energy too. I feel like you could have a couple of people coming through that saw you in the same light. Like they saw you, they looked at you the same. Okay. Like they saw the real you where other people can't, or aren't trying to really. There's some red hair too. Red hair might be significant. I want to talk about the animals real quick. So we already talked about pigs. Crows represent spirit, okay? So like your higher self or God. Then we've got like an eagle. That's like seeing things from a higher perspective. Like that keeps coming through a lot. So that's good. Dragons. I can't remember what dragons represent. Is that like third eye? Maybe. There's so much like spiritual kind of energy coming through. So maybe you're spiritual, not in the sense of like church, but like me. Like I talk to God. I'm not much of a church goer though. I believe in God. Jesus is on the cross over here. So you might be really spiritual like me, but they might have practiced. Your loved one might have, practiced spirituality or something of the like. Oh, a dog too. Wow, I've got two dogs that are no longer here. And it's funny because I thought the other day about my dog Peanut. And I was like, you hang out with Daddy-O, okay? So, and then wolves turn knowledge into wisdom. Yeah, they definitely see you as someone very intelligent. Like they think you're very smart, wise. Like you're wise. It's not about like book smarts. Like you're just very wise, and they see you as intelligent. And the fact that we saw like the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups, what was the other card? When we've got the Nine of Pentacles, that's very much like wealth, okay? Like successful wealth kind of thing. But like I feel like there's so much love coming through from them, like to you. And they saw you as someone being wealthy because of your heart. You might have like material wealth, but my uncle said something to me the other day about how, because my dad's kind of like me, where he didn't put value into money. Like he put value into people. And not that you don't need money, like you need money, right, to survive, but people loved him and were upset about his death because of how he showed up in the world, his heart, right? So there's kind of like a sense of that, where they feel like you've got a lot of wealth because of who you are as a person, okay? I'm looking at these dead trees too. This feels like some kind of growth coming through. I wasn't expecting messages of like what's going to be happening for you coming up, but that's kind of some of the things that are coming through. So it feels like after death, right, there's some kind of rebirth happening, growth, whatever, however you want to look at it. Okay, I need another drink. So, temperance, Nine of Shields, and grief. Yeah, this woman, this is weird, completely different decks, but this woman looks very similar to this one. So I feel like they perceived you as, like I was saying, somebody with wealth because of who you are, but someone that brought balance into their life, someone that was able to make them feel at peace, was able to calm them down. They see you as somebody who can handle a lot, that's handled a lot, Now, if you're like me, where you took care of the person that's coming through, like, and that's one of the things that I've talked about recently. Like, I've been grieving really hard. And it's probably not going to, like, I'll probably have random moments of grief, right? It's, you deserve, I mean, and everybody deserves to grieve, right? Their lost one, loved one, but like, they're acknowledging that this is hard for you and it's okay to break down. Like, you are very strong. They see you as a strong individual, and it's okay. It's not weak to grieve. Okay. So if you're in any way, shape, or form like trying to hide your grief, don't do it. It's funny, this isn't funny, but like, this is reminding me very recently, well, the day we pulled the plug on my father, my brother and sister-in-law told my nieces, and my niece, my older niece, she's only 9, so she gets it, but might be kind of confused or whatever. So she broke down and she like fell to her knees and was really upset. And then her friend was teasing her about it. And I was so out of it that day, that I wanted to talk to her, but I didn't get a chance to. So Christmas Eve, she came and hugged me. She saw that I was, crying. And I told her, I said, hey, don't let anybody make you feel bad about any sadness you feel. If you need to cry, cry. Sorry. If you need to cry, cry. If you're upset, be upset. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm feeling a little ick talking about that. So feeling vulnerable might be tough for you around people, and maybe especially certain people. Like, if you need to grieve to somebody that you feel comfort with, do that. And it's okay to not do that around people you don't feel comfortable with. Okay. So, what I was laughing at this card because the Nine of Swords really talks about like grief, like anxiety, staying up at night, excuse me, having a hard time, right? So they don't want you to not live your life, basically. They don't want, like, don't pretend like everything's fine, like I'm saying, but I think they're like kind of kicking you in the butt and me saying, don't stay stuck in this grief. Like, they're still with you. Like, you're still here. That's a gift. You need to live your life. There might be a sense of like you pretending with people too, that they're acknowledging. And I don't know if it's necessarily to do with grief or anything. It might just be like you putting on a facade around people that you don't feel comfortable with. Like, maybe you're not fully being yourself. So they don't want that for you either. But especially now, they're saying like, don't get stuck here, but it's okay if you're around people and you're upset. Don't fake that. Don't fake that at all. So 10 of Pentacles reversed with Chariot and Despondence. You hear those crows? That's funny. I feel like I need another. Let me sit here for a second. This feels like a family matter of sorts. This isn't about like perception of you or anything. Perhaps, excuse me, with this facade and the despondence right here, perhaps there's some kind of family drama or a disconnect with family that you have. It feels like there's another way that you can handle it, the person or people that they want a different path they want you to take. So let me see what the path is that, oh, actually, yeah, okay, they want this card, this deck. What's the path that should be taken with I mean, it could have something to do with, like, if your loved one died recently, maybe there's like a disagreement with like how things are going to be handled, or, you know, like their things, like if you're fighting over their things. Intimacy, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. Interesting. Transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. Oh, okay. I get it. So I feel like what I said was important just now. Everything I said, you might have some kind of, or like, for instance, my parents got divorced after they were married for 35 years. So despondence, discontent, like the family being broken up, right? They're saying you're taking a different path. I've got chills. Like, you're not gonna have this. Like, whether you're with somebody now or not, it's gonna work out for you. And actually, they're saying that any kind of venture that you take, oh gosh darn it, I'm so sorry, this chair. Any kind of venture you take is going to be successful. Like, if they weren't super successful in life, like, you're gonna be. Maybe you're not now. Maybe it's taking you a long time to figure out what you want to do. Maybe you're still figuring out. Like, that's okay. Like, you are meant to be successful, and they're very proud of you as a person, in general. You're kind of like the glue, really. I mean, I kept looking at this blonde woman, and it's weird because, like, you know, I was talking about brown hair, red hair, but like, you're like in the middle of the glue of this family. And look at how different, like, she's got this like blue color, like, you're just drawn to her, right? Like, completely different from these other people. So there's something about you that was always meant to be different, and not meant to be, you know, in this kind of ick energy where you're not finding your way, or not, like, maybe it's taking a long time to get here, like I said, but you're on your way there already, or you're about to be. Like, that's what I'm saying, like the knights, right? The quick moving thing. And chariots are, you know, it's not like the Six of Wands is about victory, right? But the chariot is also like that kind of energy. A little different, like, I don't know how I want to say it, because it feels like something that can't happen overnight, right? Like, you're not just going to be successful or find that perfect person. Like, it took me 39 years to find my person, right? And it's been 4 years, 4.5 years, we're still together, and we're in it for the long haul, right? But, you know, and that career isn't going to happen overnight, or success or wealth or whatever. But because you're kind of the person that's meant to be different from your family, and you're going to do things differently. I've got chills. And like, their passing is kind of a way for them to support you in that, because they couldn't do that while they were here. Okay. You know, my dad always would say to me, I'm sorry, I don't have this amount of money to give to you, or what. And I always stopped him and said I did not care about that. And that's the truth. I'm a lot like my father in that way. Like, I don't care about money. Like, I need it to survive. And I want to do things too. I want to have fun, of course, but, you know, I put my, wealth to me is people. It's the same. I feel the same way. So, if you're like me and you feel that way, like, that's the way to be, because, you know, you're going to enjoy your life so much more than other people that don't put value into people. You know what I mean? Okay. Four of Shields, man. Four of Shields is about lack. That's interesting. And balance. Man. I mean, I guess, this isn't going to be all, it doesn't have to be all hunky dory, right? You might, so like, I'm going to talk about my dad again. He was very much kind of a person who looked at life sometimes as a glass half glass half empty kind of guy. And I did for a long time too, until I started healing. And I mean, I get caught up in this kind of mentality sometimes. Like, there's nothing wrong with being upset, feeling like things aren't fair. I've been feeling like that for the past couple of days. Feeling like you're watching maybe people with a bunch of wealth and you don't have the kind of wealth. Like the Four of Pentacles talks about holding on to things too tightly. Okay. It's important that you find balance between your thought process, actually. Like, watch your mind when you're thinking about, well, this feels like people too. Like, maybe you're mad at people right now, like family. Like, you can think, oh, well, that person has all of these things and I don't. And you can get upset, but don't hang on to that, because you're not a vindictive kind of person. But you might have inherited some of because like I said, I was like my father in that sense too, and I get caught up in it sometimes now. So good patterns we want to keep, right? But sometimes we adapt the bad ones, and maybe not everybody will resonate with this. I'm kind of feeling that. So maybe think about something you inherited from, if it's a family member, something you inherited from them that you don't necessarily like, okay? And work on it, because you're not meant to carry you're not meant to carry the icky things that, see, you're different, right? Same kind of idea. But yeah, I'm really getting a sense of somebody who is very old. Like, this was somebody maybe you didn't know, or maybe a grandparent or great grandparent. Sorry. Yeah, somebody that you didn't know, but you were very much like them. And I feel like they've been watching over you since you were born. Um, and it feels like this kind of message here, that this, like, they might have been very poor, or like poor in a lot of different ways, with no family, or, well, family, but like, um maybe they got divorced, or maybe they didn't have a lot of people around. Like, it stops with you. It's meant to stop with you. And put down your shield feels like a message here as well. Like, there's a balance with that. That mentality of like being on guard, like feeling you have to be on guard with people. balance is really important. That's a continual message. And I mean, essentially, this card is like the Justice card. And I'm not saying they look the same, but it's just kind of weird. There's a lot of similarities, and these cards are completely different. Like the way people look, it's just like wild. I feel like because that's happening, there's something very significant that's going to stand out to you that your loved one is like sending a message to you. Like you can't miss it. And I just went like this. It's like a neon sign. Okay, like it feels like a message of like, hey, I'm okay. But it could mean something else. It's going to depend on, depend on, your situation. Some of you might have, I'm looking, there's a lot of, similar looking gold things. Like you might have some kind of trinket of theirs. What would it be? Huh. I mean, I don't think it's a bowl, but maybe they had maybe it's an urn. Okay. Okay. My father's getting cremated. Maybe it's an urn of some kind. Maybe this person was religious, like I said, maybe it's a church, the priest carries that smoke thing. Well, it's frankincense. Like I've got this. I mean, this is mine. This holds frankincense, but like something like that. It could be a family heirloom of some sort. Maybe somebody else's urns. I don't know. Like there's something about these. So, the Five of Cups really talks about how, you're not looking at all, like it's kind of like the equivalent. Like you're not looking at all you have. You've got these cups over here that aren't spilled over, and we need to look at that, right? Enlightenment is coming for you. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And I mean, you look at this rainbow, right? And it's coming over into this cup. So you turn around and you're like, oh, I've got this, like the balance message too is like, every shitty thing that happens, like the sun comes out, there's a win somewhere for you. And it might have something to do with those nights I was talking about in the beginning. But your loved one really wants you to win in life. And they're going to do everything they can to assist you in that endeavor. Because I feel like your loved one might have felt like they didn't get the chance to do that. So they want to assist you in that. Some of you might have so one of the, blinking light and the neon light or whatever, some of you might have weird, you were really connected with this person for sure. They have guilt. They're carrying guilt. Self-worth. Okay, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But some of you might get a message in the form of an animal. Okay, you might see a weird animal you wouldn't normally see. Pigs aren't weird, but I wouldn't see a pig anywhere. I'm not on a farm. You know what I mean? So you might see some kind of weird animal that stands out to you, and it's like your loved one coming through. Like they might be checking. That's how they check on you. I see cardinals a lot in my backyard, but blue jays are very rare. So when I see those, I know it's somebody that I like a loved one coming to say hi. Yeah, you're definitely, they're with you. You brought them so much joy, and you still do. You definitely lit up their life, I'm telling you. So guilt and self-worth. I want to talk about these for a minute. my father was someone who um, felt very guilty about, like I was saying, the money thing, right? Just in general, self-worth. God, I love him, and I hope he isn't upset. Creation and sexuality. I'm like, this is sacral. Um, he was insecure, my father. And one of the things that I was trying to ingrain in his head towards the end of his life was that, because he just kept saying, oh, this person called me and they're worried about me, and this person, um, you know, wants to come and see me at the hospital. And I was like, Dad, you've got no idea, like, how much people love you and how you've touched so many lives. Like, you're so loved. You're so loved. And I recognize that in me too. Like, until this happened, I didn't really realize how much, like, I knew I was like my father, but like how much I really was like him, or not was, I still am here. Um, but definitely in this sense where I don't realize how much people care about me and, um, appreciate me and my energy and, time and energy that I spend on people, that sort of thing. So, um, maybe that's a message you need to hear and drop this. You did everything you could. They recognize that, and yeah, they're very proud of you. They love you so much. And this is amethyst, so that brings peace. That crystal brings peace, and it's funny because I have some. What? I'm in here. I have some right here, and I looked at it before I started this, so you might want to carry that around with you. I feel like I just want one more message from them. I know this kind of was like not what I was picturing. Gold, dead. Not what I was picturing for the message, but I'm glad it came through like it did. And I feel like they saw you as the ultimate gift, for real. Like, with all this gold coming through, the joy, the sun, the gold card, like, whoa, okay. Career transition. Look at, it was time for them to go. For sure. Change, excitement, opportunity, advancement. Yeah. In order to, not this being in reverse, lack mindset. What did I say? In order for you to be successful, like, in life, they had to go. I know it sounds weird, but they had to make room for other things for you, okay? And I mean, there's so much time that took. This card came out like my last reading, I think. Misunderstood. Yep. Time to go. Transformation, completion, confirmation, exit. Yeah, they had to leave. They're sorry. It was their time. But yeah, they needed to take their exit in order for you to live your life. And I was saying so much time, and I wouldn't change it for the world, but so much of my time was taken up with my father because of how sick he was. So now, it's his way of saying, like, there's room for you to grow and to do other things. But one of the things I did mention the other day to my aunt is that the misunderstood thing. Like, my dad really got me, like, he got me better than anyone else. I'd say besides my boyfriend. And that's a big loss for me because I felt alone my whole life and misunderstood. And it's, that's a big that's the big kind of loss for me, is that we spoke the same language, we had the same kind of sense of humor. And, you know, he never, I mean, I know he wanted me to be places like family functions and stuff, but like he knew that I struggled with that. Like I'm very introverted, and up until very recent, gosh darn it, I'm sorry. Up until very recently, I didn't really give myself the space to kind of say, I can't be here. Like, actually say it, okay? So, you know, if I didn't come to something, he was upset because he wanted to see me, but he got it. So, anyway, I'm going to leave because I don't want to keep coughing. I'm sure that's what you want to hear. My body's under a lot of stress, obviously, and I'm trying to not cough. Anyway, thank you for being here, especially if you stuck through the end and my coughing and shaking of the thing here, ring camera. And, you know, letting me share my story. And again, I want to hear your stories and anything you have to say about your loved one or loved ones, and how you're doing and all of that, no matter when you've lost your person. So any like shares, comments on my subscribers and comments on my channel, my video are appreciated. If you would like to donate to my channel, I'm going to put my CashApp, Venmo, and PayPal in the comments. Don't feel obligated. It's just if you can. And then I do take bookings, one-on-one bookings for readings. And, you know, I don't call myself a medium, but I do connect with people, like spirits, not people, pets as well. So if you need support that way, you can reach out to me through my booking site, which I will put in the comments as well. I do have one more thing to say because I kept looking at these boys. So some of you might have lost your loved one young, and they're with you. They've been with you this whole time. So anyway, thank you for being here, and I hope you have a good one.